SuperSport's new customizable app is now downloadable for all iPhone and Android users. Watch live sports and video highlights. Get all the latest news, results and logs. And interact with fellow sports fans. Make sure you download yours today.
Back your Boytjies! Alle bombarderen! Boytjies! Also hard to rugby scene! Boytjies! Nicken glitter in heart! Boytjies! Back your Boytjies! Varsity Cup! Back your Boytjies! Alle bombarderen! Boytjies! Also hard to rugby scene! Boytjies! Nicken glitter in heart! Boytjies! Back your Boytjies! Varsity Cup! Alle bombarderen! Boytjies! Also hard to rugby scene! Boytjies! Nicken glitter in heart! Boytjies! Back your Boytjies! Varsity Cup!
Hello and welcome to Rugby That Rocks, your one-stop show for all things Varsity Cup as well as Varsity Shield. We have a jam-packed show for you. We will be taking you through the highlights from last week's round of matches. And to take us through the Shield is my co-host, Elma Smit. Hello.
Yes, and this week it was a big week for UKZN MP John Mitchell's team. Scored their first victory of the season, a bonus point at that, and it was away against UWC in Belleville.
Peter de Villiers against John Mitchell. No, it's not a Currie Cup fixture or international test, but a Varsity Shield encounter that was hosted in the mother city. The University of KwaZulu-Natal was still looking for their first win and announced their intentions with a try in the first 60 seconds that belonged to Henry Boshoff. After a bright start, the match failed to ignite as both teams played the territorial game in the next 30 minutes. Stefan van Skalkwyk finally found a way through as he scored the MP's second. It was just what the doctor ordered as the ball started to do the work. Brandon Bailing's try gave the men from Durban a 21-0 lead at the break. Round one to John Mitchell, but the former Springbok coach was not about to wave the white flag just yet. Cue Calvin de Bruyn. UWC were on the board after 3 minutes of the restart. Unfortunately for UWC, they conceded 21 minutes later as Njabulo Zondi added 5 points to the scoreboard. Time was running out for the hosts while UKZN were now in cruise control. UWC mounted a late charge with 2 tries in the final 5 minutes. Melekwana was the first to cross. There was also time for Njabulo Ndlovu to celebrate in front of his fans, but the day belonged to UKZN, who won their first match of the season.
Preparation was hard. We took it hard. From the spectators and the coaching staff. They said we weren't fit and we had to do a lot of fitness and we had to gel together as a team. Being coached by Mitchell is always it's an honor because with the expertise and the experience that he brings in, it's quite cool.
It was tough. We knew that if we didn't win this game, it's going to make the competition more tough for us. We knew that UKZN is going to come for us tonight, especially they have 2 losses and we had 2 losses, and after this game, either one of us had 3 losses. But we knew it was going to be. I knew it was going to be a tough game, and it's not easy beating them always.
Coaching staff working hard and reaping the rewards in UKZN. Now on to Pretoria, where CUT remained unbeaten after this win over the TUT Vikings.
The Central University of Technology have been the team to beat in the Varsity Shield competition. The men from Bloemfontein fired another warning shot in Pretoria where they faced the Tshwane University of Technology. Daniel Pretorius went over in the first minute after the backline created the space with their first movement. Charles Hitchcock delivered the Quade Cooper to Kolo Ramashala, who had a clear run to an unguarded in-goal area. TUT did not help their own cause as too many errors played into the hands of the visitors. Alec Mhlanga showed his versatility that would have certainly impressed Bloemfontein Celtic fans. Mhlanga's hard work was rewarded with a France Asita try that gave CUT a 21-0 lead at the break. Deja vu in Pretoria as Daniel Pretorius repeated his performance with a try in the first minute of the second half. Pretorius also had luck on his side, but the Inside Centre's Christmas list had its first entries. Substitute Stefan Griesel made an impact off the bench as the CUT tally started to threaten the 50 mark. But TUT gave their supporters something to shout about as Barend Nordier scored their first try before the hour mark. Pretorius completed his hat-trick for the visitors before Peter Matthews was helped over for TUT's second. Hamish Hurd completed what turned out to be a very entertaining match that produced 57 points and 9 tries. Next up for CUT is a meeting with Fort Hare.
It's always a tough game. I mean, those guys come the whole day. You never know what to expect. They have a pack of surprises up their sleeves. So we need to focus on what we need to do and how we want to play. And we're going to go back home and start grinding.
CUT are unbeaten after 3 rounds of Varsity Shield action. They're followed by TUT on 10 points, while UKZN leapfrog into 3rd on the table. The University of Fort Hare are at the bottom on 5 points.
This Monday night in Bloemfontein, Varsity Shield action sees CUT hosting the University of Fort Hare and UKZN hosting TUT. There's also midweek action on Thursday night in Bellville when CUT travelled to face the University of the Western Cape and the University of Fort Hare playing the University of KwaZulu-Natal in Alice.
After the break, we catch up with Wits captain Devin Montgomery, and we also take a look at what happens at Tuks residence Hayes Ondersteboort.
Welcome back to Rugby That Rocks, your Varsity Cup show. So if you follow the Wits captain at Devin Monty on Twitter, you'll know that almost what he does is just retweeting other people's comments. So we sent our camera and Johan Ferreira to get to know the guy a little better.
Behind every good team is a great leader, and at Wits University, it's no different. Let's meet Devin Montgomery.
Started when I was very young, you know, obviously sitting on the couch at home watching the Springboks play with my dad and my grandfather. That's where I'd say it all came from. So I finished an honours degree in quantity surveying, and I'm busy with my Master of Science and Engineering degree. So just going to finish off that by the end of this year, and then I'll be done. It's a massive step up. Obviously, we've got getting promotion from the Varsity Shield. It's a huge step up. The pace, the intensity of the game, everything from even the crowds, the support, everything is a complete step up. But it's an awesome experience. There's a great vibe. It's an awesome competition. So it's just awesome to be playing in it. Without a doubt, I think the club, just by getting promoted into the Varsity Cup, I think the club has grown tremendously because now there's opportunity for youngsters leaving schools to not only come to Wits to get an education, but to also get their chance to play rugby and to play rugby at a high level. Yeah, no, sure. Look, it's a great honour. It's a great honour for me to be the captain, and obviously Andy has trust in me, and I respect that. So I just try and do my best at all times.
Now let's get to know the guy behind the jersey. What makes you tick?
I think a bad attitude would get me across. I think people who have a negative attitude, I'm rather optimistic. I like to look at things light-heartedly and with a good vibe. I think people who have a bit of a down vibe and who are a bit sulky, that kind of does it for me, gets my blood boiling a bit.
Favorite movie?
Old school. Has to be old school. I'm going streaking through the quad and into the gymnasium. One of the most classic lines.
Favorite actor?
Well, based on old school, I'd have to say Will Ferrell.
Actress?
Angelina Jolie.
describe or tell me what is, in your mind, is the perfect date?
Perfect date, I think, is a nice dinner somewhere, and then maybe a drink or a coffee somewhere nice afterwards.
Do you believe that a lady should pay when you take her out, that she should contribute in any way?
Look, I think if the man is capable of paying on his own, I think the man should always definitely pay. But obviously, student life and student circumstances, I think it is a 50-50 thing when you're still young and not earning your own money.
How do you inspire your team before a game?
I think by motivation, my motivational speaking. I think, and the way I lead. I don't necessarily have too much to say. I'd rather just show them with my actions.
What about pink shorts and rugby?
I think the pink shorts is a great initiative. I think pink shorts obviously makes a player stand out, but I think it's just cool to see from an outsider's perspective.
Have you ever cried during a chick flick?
No, definitely not.
I think you're lying. Rugby-wise, in your mind as a captain, you're sitting back watching Super Rugby on TV. What makes you root for a team?
I think the underdog status always makes me root for that. I like the guy who's least expected to win to put a big performance, because obviously Wits is always an underdog. So I think that is definitely what makes me tick when I'm sitting there watching the Super Rugby match.
Do you play Super Brew?
I do try, yes. I'm not the best at it, but I definitely do try.
Do you always back Wits to win on Super Brew?
I don't play Varsity Cup Super Brew because I think that's just... I don't think that's right for me to be playing Super Brew for Varsity Cup. But
what about social media, Facebook and Twitter? Are you on it?
Yes, yeah, definitely on Facebook and on Twitter, yeah.
How can people get hold of you?
My Twitter tag or hashtag or whatever you want to call it is @DevonMonty, and then Facebook is just my name, Devon Montgomery. Just keep coming to support us, guys. We really appreciate the support. They're the best supporters in the competition by far. They come out every week. We really appreciate it, and we hope that we can make them more proud on the field. Hi, I'm Devon Montgomery, captain of Wits. Back your Boytjies, because this is Varsity Cup, Rugby That Rocks.
Well, UJ hosted crosstown rivals Wits in FNB Varsity Cup action on Monday, where they finally got their first victory of their campaign and a bonus point to boot.
Tourish, got to go up inside. Van der Vaart looking to finish here, UJ. Yes, they'll get in the corner. Swift hands. And Michael Hasna.
Continued pressure from the UJ side. Good to see the lock forwards combination of Antonietz and Jordan combining, and then offload right at the end for a superb score. Michael Hasna will be thrilled with that.
Steady scrum, they can work from this. Van Wyk to Pretorius. Pretorius goes himself. There's a little pass to Foster. Foster strings it on. NASCAR looking for a second. He won't get it. The offload is a brilliant one. Shotnell goes in for UJ's second try.
Superb little break from the scrum of Jacques Pretorius, the captain. But look at the line of Michael Hasna, and the offload goes to hand. Jacques now for the 5-pointer.
Pretorius' feed is good. Straight in the middle. To get a much lower body position here. UJ searching for that third try of the game. Bam, they get it. And it's Tian McDonald.
Superb take in the middle of the line out. Control is perfect. Only thing, body position's a little bit too high, but they rumble forward. McDonald with the ball, over for the 5-pointer. Good work from the 8-pack of forwards.
David. Oh, Dwight, and now this one is opening. Now, one man to deep feet. Caught. What a tackle from Nasna. Sterling performance from Michael Nasna. Try-saving tackle. Torres on the angle. Yes, they'll get rewarded. It's Jason Fraser.
It had to come. It had to come. They're doing really well. They built up a bit of phases, doing really well, and then right at the end on the angle, Jason Fraser for the 5-pointer. Wits will be thrilled with this.
Peeling out of the side. Oh, that's a brilliant run from York. Outstanding stuff. Gonna get it done. Oh, it looks good. It looks good.
There.
Now it goes to ground.
I think you're 100% correct, Owen.
Yeah, we've got a ball game in our hands here. There it is, confirmation.
He's had a good game all afternoon, JP Jonk.
Kirkwood, big and strong. He's held short. Once again, another tailing tackle from JP Young. So close, that could be it. That's the bonus point try for UJ. His second of the afternoon, Tian McDonald.
Direct rig pays off by Tian McDonald. The pick and go, straight over, leg drive, try time, right under the posts.
From Johannesburg, UJ victorious by 32 points to 15.
And from one first win of the season to another, Marties finally bounced back. I'm sure all the Marties fans are very relieved after their travel to Potchefstroom, where Pukke suffered their first defeat of the season.
Unbeaten and sitting pretty at the top of the Varsity Cup standings, fans in Potchefstroom could have been excused for thinking that this would finally be their season. Next on their path was the most successful team in the history of the competition. Marties had found themselves in the unfamiliar position of having lost 2 on the bounce. It was D-Day for the men from Stellenbosch, who faced a must-win match in the Northwest Province. Beyers de Villiers gave the visitors the start they were after. Johnny Kotze followed his teammate over the line that immediately sounded the alarm bells at the Fani Katoy Stadium. It was about to get even worse for Pukke, who watched Robert de Prier add his name to the score sheet. Marties had completed the first half of the task at hand and turned with a 21-0 lead. Pukke needed to reply quickly, and that they did through Luther Obi. Enro Swart was the next to score. It was game on in Potch, but the job was far from over. Having clawed their way back into the contest, Pukke conceded what proved to be a vital score 2 minutes later. Jacobus Jordan was over for Marties that kept them on course for a first win this season. Dylan Smit kept the Pukke hopes alive, but 2 de Prier penalties in the final 10 minutes was enough as Marties stopped the bleeding with their first victory of the season, while Pukke suffered their first defeat.
We started well. There was a lot of character shown in the first 20. After the second half, starting in the second half, we got a bit loose, but managed to pull it through at the end. So happy performance. About next week, it's going to be a tough one. Wits at home. It's going to be good to play in front of our home crowd. So we have to go and sort out all the things we did wrong today, and hopefully we can do it again next week.
That's a great win for Marties away from home. Now, another team that sounded the alarm bells early on was the Madibas, but they were up against a spirited Ike Tigers who were looking to make it 2-2.
Unbeaten after 2 matches, the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University returned to Port Elizabeth for a meeting with their coastal rivals from Cape Town, where the Monty Talliard Trophy would be awarded to the winners in the friendly city. Having already beaten Marties, the Madibas took aim at the University of Cape Town. The Ike Tigers wasted little time as they scored inside 5 minutes through Sean MacDonald. It took the Madibas 25 minutes to open their tally. Gavin Hopfleisch, the man of the moment, as he crossed the try line. MacDonald went from hero to villain as he received the yellow card. But despite playing with a numerical disadvantage, the Ike scored their second before the break. Lihleli Corley's converted try, putting the visitors 8 points clear at the interval. Livewire scrum half Enrico Acker kept the fans on the edge of their seats as he scored for the Madibas that set up a nail-biting final period. But then came the moment that determined the outcome of the match. Richard Stewart was the man of the moment as UCT collected their second win of the season, while the Madibas had to digest their first defeat of the 2014 campaign.
let the ball slip, and we just played into their hands, and we didn't keep it direct. We played very loose, and obviously that's what they want. So, I mean, for us, we let ourselves down, but we'll come back fighting next week.
Well, obviously this is Monty Talyard trophy, and last night we had a little ceremony. A few of our players actually knew him, so we wanted that trophy back. You know, obviously Monty playing his rugby at UCT, we knew what we were playing for, and that brought our passion about.
Another part of the Varsity Cup is the Kose's League, and the team representing Tuks is Ace Onderstepoort, who are having a lot of fun off the field.
Have you ever considered being a vet? Well, then Ace Onderstepoort in Pretoria is just the place for you. They will be representing Tuks in the Kose's Liga, and that's why we are here today. Let's find out a bit more about this proud institution.
Ace Onderstepoort het in 1924 was hy gestig. Dit was die eerste gebou hier. Dit is A-blok nou en hy is beter bekend as Alderes. En in Alderes is dit meeste van ons sportspanne, die mansportspanne, soos ons hockeyspan en ons rugbyspan, meestal kom almal uit Alderes uit. En dan so met die jare het die ander blokke aangekom. En hulle het nou, die laas jaar het dink ek die nuwe uitbreiding gefinaliseer en ons is nou omtrent so 510 studente. En ek sal sê dit is omtrent so 65 tot 70% vroulik en dan 30% manlik.
Wat beteken dit vir julle spesifiek om in die Varsity beker te speel?
Bitter baie, ek moet sê. Laas seisoen het ons 'n redelike moeilike seisoen gehad. Ons een hakker het vroeg in die seisoen sy nek gebreek en is 'n goeie pel van ons, 'n baie belowende student, baie belowende rugby speler, Arthur Kalinin, en ek moet sê dit het so 'n bietjie 'n demp op ons gemoed gesit vir die seisoen. Maar elke keer as dit moeilike tye was en so het ons net gedink aan daai ou en hoeveel ons het om vir dankbaar te wees. En daar was 'n ou wat sy posisie vol gestaan het en in ons finale het hy sy femur gebreek. So lyk my die nommer 2 posisie in ons span is hy altyd die gelukkigste nommer. Maar aan die einde van die dag het ons dit deurgetrek met baie moeite maar ek moet sê ek is baie trots op die span. Hy is Onderstepoort. Hoekom wil hy hier wees? Wel, as hy is wel daarna voor, want hy het redelik hard gewerk om hier uit te kom. Tweedens, ons het 'n klubhuis, ons het 'n swembad, ons het alles wat jy wil hê. Ons pryse is belaglik goedkoop. Die parties wat hier gegooi word, gaan jy in jou lewe nooit sien. Die DJ Fresh kondig dit tot af. Ons het baie meer dames as mans, aangename dames. En ek weet nie of ek actually nog iets meer moet sê nie. Die keuse is joune.
So how much do the students really know about animals? Let's put them to the test. If a mosquito bites you, what should you do?
Well, I would smack it.
As 'n kobra jou pik, hoeveel tyd het jy as 'n mens om by die hospitaal uit te kom?
Jong, wat se kobra, né?
Okay.
As dit ja, kyk, dit is ek wil sê maar een goeie 30 minute. Okay. Tot 30 minute tot 'n uur en 'n half. Ja, so dit hang nou van die spesies af wat jy gepik het.
So guys will be fascinated to know if they act like a dog, would that attract you to them?
No, not necessarily, not at all.
As jy in 'n malaria gebied gaan vakansie hou, wat is die regte ding om aan te sit om seker te maak 'n muskiet byt jou nie?
Wel, daar is ons met daai pilletjies wat jy kan drink vir voorbehoeding en dan sommer peaceful sleep en tabak. Dit alles werk goed hoor.
Judging by what we have seen today, the animals in South Africa certainly seem to be in good hands. One can only hope that the horns remain on the buck and not on the wall.
Ample motivation to go study at Tuks. And now from res life to the rugby field, where Tuks scored an emphatic win over Shimlas on Monday night.
Smit controlling the ball. They work it forward. They're getting very close. He's over. Roelof Smit. Nolas Maria, the ex-coach of Tukies, looking on and very, very happy standing alongside Denzel France. The pick and go. So close now. Another pick and go. It's a matter of inches for Tuks. Another pick and go, and it is the try has been awarded by Inchakaza, referee Inchakaza for Bjorn Liebenberg. It was a series of pick and goes around the fringes.
Initially, the line-outs were diabolical, to say the least. But that won't detract from the fact that Shimla's catch pass has been really poor, and that's something they need to work on going into round 4. Tikkies, on the other hand, well, they face another tough game down in Cape Town.
Oh, he's got the intercept as the captain. He wrote an accounting exam earlier today. He sat behind the desk from 9 o'clock until 2. He's doing his honours in accounting, becoming a CA. Is our captain, Ranil Huka. He's just got himself a meat pie.
And that's the 3rd intercept pass Shimla's have conceded in the last 2 weeks. Kevin Laters put it on a platter for the lanky lock forward, and he thunders in for their 3rd try. But it's too little, too late for a bonus point. But Tikkies are deserved victors here by 25 points to 0.
Defending champions Tuks are at the top of the table on 11 points, followed by Bika and the NMMU Madibas. Despite their victory, Marties are still 6th on the table, while Wits are bottom of the table without a victory this season.
In Varsity Cup fixtures this Monday night, go to UCT Rugby Fields in Cape Town if you'd like to see the Ike Tigers take on the defending champions Tuks. At NMU Stadium in PE, Pika take on the home team, and the Craven Stadium in Stellenbosch hosts Wits. UFS Shimla's take on UJ at Shimla Park in Bloemfontein. Every week we nominate 5 players that rock at every televised match, and you get to pick your FNB Fans Choice Player that rocks. This week Roelof Smit, the Tuks flank, and JP Jonk, also a flanker for Wits, were the 2 FNB Fans Player that rocks.
So for more of Varsity Cup news, you can go onto our Facebook page, Varsity Cup, and follow us on Twitter at Varsity Cup. Also use the hashtag #SSRugby during the matches on Mondays.
And then we'll be back in the same time, same place next week. Remember, you can also contribute to the Keep the Aggro on the Field campaign by bidding on one of those limited edition pink Varsity Cup rugby balls on varsitycup.co.za or texting your bid to 32541. All funds raised goes to the fight against the abuse of women and children. See you next week.
Back your Boytjies, alle Bombardierien. Boytjies, also harte rugby scene. Boytjies, mit dem Blick in Haag. Boytjies, back your Boytjies, Varsity Cup. Alle Bombardierien. Boytjies, also harte rugby scene. Boytjies, mit dem Blick in Haag. Boytjies, back your Boytjies, Varsity Cup. Back your Boytjies, alle Bombardierien. Boytjies, also harte rugby scene.